Hello, everyone. This is Deepu Sasidaran here from RKS. So today we will be looking at a webinar on advanced visualization and geo visualization for Lumira Designer and SAP Business Object Design Studio, and how you can use RKS Charts Plus and Geospatial Plus for creating great visualizations and geo visualizations using these SAP tools. So first, overview about the company. We are an SAP Business Analytics Advisory and Consulting company. So in addition to the extensions for Design Studio, we also offer analytics advisory training and coaching, data architecture and advanced analytics consulting services also. So those are some of the areas which we focus on as a company. So Charts Plus is an add-on for Design Studio, which is basically created based on the SAP provided Design Studio SDK. We have been developing add-ons for the last 3 years, more than 3 years actually. We were one of the first ones to provide an add-on for Design Studio. We started with Design Studio 1.2. So our add-on Charts Plus will work with Design Studio 1.6. and also with Lumira Designer 2.0. So it's tightly integrated with the Design Studio SDK framework. You don't have to install anything special on the server other than just installing the add-on. You don't need to have a separate server or anything. Everything sits within the SAP Design Studio framework. And from an end user standpoint, as long as you have it installed on your on the Business Objects BI platform, they don't have to install anything special on their laptop also. So we provide around 40 different chart types and also around 500 different properties for the charts, which you can use to customize these charts. So that's what makes Charts Plus really unique. And these 500 properties are available at a design time. The designer or the developer of the dashboard, they can access those from the standard Design Studio and then create the configuration directly from there. And we also provide BI action language scripting. So if there's a need to customize these at the charts at runtime, you can also do that using this BI action language scripting provider. So these are some of the key features. So we have great control over the chart properties. So in addition to the number of chart types, what really makes Charts Plus unique is the number of chart types which we offer, or the chart properties which we offer. So here, if you want to customize the axis, if you want to add a zoom option to the axis, if you want to add a Pareto line, a reference line to the axis, all those can be done easily using a Charts Plus. You don't have to do any scripting or any custom CSS code to achieve some of this stuff. So what we'll do is we'll look at a demo of Charts Plus. So here, let me switch to the design time here. So here we have a Design Studio application. So I have created these data sources. So to add Charts Plus, you can drag and drop Charts Plus to the canvas here. So I'll just add it to this first cell here and then hit on this to maximize this. So the next step is to assign a data source. So I already have this data source here. Here, let's look at this data source. So we are looking at the different products available, our departments, and then also looking at the sales numbers, and then we have some cost numbers also here. So I'll go ahead and assign this data source to the chart. So once we have assigned the data source, it will automatically visualize by default. It visualizes in a column chart. And if you want to change the chart type, we can go in here and select this option. Here we have the option to select from any of these different chart types. So in this case, I'll go ahead and create a combination chart. So what I'm trying to do is we have these cost numbers. So we have sales and all cost of goods sold, discount, commission, and transportation. And then we also have gross margin here. So I want to create a combination chart. So let me just maximize the screen here. So I want to compare the sales number with the cost number. So I want to stack these together. And then here for the gross margin percentage, it's a percentage. I want it as a line chart on a secondary axis, so it doesn't make sense to have it on the same axis. So we'll have this on the secondary axis and make these other ones of the cost measure stackable. Hit apply here. So once we hit apply, it will automatically create the chart here. So you can see this is the sales here, and then we have the cost numbers, and then we have gross margin on a different axis. So as a next step, I want to further customize this, so we can create this chart in less than a minute. Next step is to go in and customize some of these properties. So I want to customize this axis, this value axis here. So I want to rotate the label for the axis. You can see once we go into the configuration option here, there are many properties available which you can use to customize this chart. So I want to tilt the display for this. And in this case, I'm using a 45-degree angle I also want to change the line. So this line style for gross margin, I want to customize the look and feel for that. So here under graphs, I have all these different graphs which are generated based on the measure which is selected in the combination chart wizard window. Here I'll go ahead and change the line thickness. Make the line thickness as 4, so you can see it automatically. Take that customization option to effect, and then I want to configure the dash length, so I'll make the dash length as 3. And now I'll go ahead and execute this so we can see this at runtime. Now it takes the browser, it executes it in the default browser. So one thing unique here is we have this option. If you want to remove any of these objects from the graph, from the chart, you can just click on that, and then that will remove it from the chart. Or in clicking it back, it will automatically add it. And then whenever you do that, it will automatically try to resize the axis also. Okay, so now we'll go back to the set here. So I'll add one more chart here, and we can also look at how some of these properties can be done. Configuration can be done at design time, or I mean at runtime. So I'll add the same chart or same data source to this chart, and then I'll execute this. So now we have a column chart, and then we have all the different measures displayed there. Now when I execute this, okay, so before I execute, I have to enable the chart menu. So what we have provided is the chart menu option, where you can also have access to a lot of the chart properties, and also we have the chart wizard available for that. Okay, so now we have this chart wizard here. I can go in here and say, okay, I want to display, remove the legend. So, and then if I want to make this full screen, I can make it as a full screen chart. So all that options are available from the chart menu. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do the same configuration chart wizard or the combination chart wizard in this at runtime. So here we have the same measures, and then I'll go ahead and do the stackable option. So we'll select these different tags, and then this one will be on the secondary axis, and I'll rename the gross margin to GM percentage. Whatever measure name is coming from the backend, you don't have to keep it. You can rename it, and then I'll select this. Select the line chart. Select the line chart on the secondary. You have created this chart here at design time, and we can now go into the chart editor if we want to change some of these properties for the chart for the graphs created. So I have the gross page, and let's say I want to do the same thickness here. I can come in here and then it will automatically increase the thickness for that. So once this is all done, and again this can be done at the runtime by a user. So once the end users have created their own chart, they have the ability to go in and save this as a bookmark or a favorite. So once the bookmark is saved, next time they come in, they can access the bookmark from their bookmark drop-down box, and then they don't have to go through the same process all the time. So it can easily be accessed from their bookmark screen. Okay, so now we'll look at some applications which were created using Charts Plus. So first we'll look at this cash conversion metrics dashboard. While it is loading, so this is deployed to the Business Objects BI platform, and then we are trying to access this Design Studio application using the Business Objects Open Document URL. While to load. So we have some KPI tiles configured here, and then we have some interactivity also available. So when you click on these tiles, these charts or the changes the display below. Here we have a one line chart, and then we have 4 meshes available on the chart, but only one of them is displayed. So if you want to add the other ones, you can simply click on this, and then it will automatically add them to the chart. Here we have a waterfall chart available. Here we also have applied conditional formatting. So one thing unique we have with Charts Plus is we have the ability to apply conditional formatting to individual graphs within the chart. So in case of waterfall, if you want to apply a different conditional formatting rule based on the measure, then you have the ability to do that using Charts Plus. And the conditional formatting rule also can be made available based on the data coming from the backend. So you don't have to hard code the thresholds. It can be made available from the data source itself. So next I'll execute this sales analysis dashboard. While that's loading the application, let me restart options available for configuration Here we have the sales analysis dashboard. Here again, we have the ability to display multiple measures on the chart. So here, only one measure is displayed on the chart, but when you hover over the chart, it displays. So we are only displaying sales numbers on the chart, but the balloon here would display the other measures available within the data source. So we have configured in such a way that it is displaying plan and gross margin also here. Another unique thing we have is we have the ability to have a scroll bar for the chart. So in this case, we have several dimension members in the chart, but we are only displaying 10 of them at a time. And then the users have the ability to scroll through the list to look at. We also have a zoom feature. So for instance, if I want to look at this first 80% the values, right? So you can just zoom into that specific area within the chart, and then clicking on this, it will show all the different values. Or you can use the scroll bar here to zoom into specific areas also. So we have multiple options available which you can use to zoom into the specific areas within the chart. So if you have a big data set, and then if you want to display just a part of it on the chart, like by the top 10, all those options are available in Charts Plus. You don't have to configure those on the back end. So you can do those configuration at the chart level, and then you'll be able to make the display according to your requirements. So here we have the option to show height, or if you want to zoom in, right? So if you can zoom into the chart, and then clicking on this, you can go back to the initial view. Here one more finished dashboard which we can look at. This is another example here. So we have this margin trend chart here. So if you look at this chart, we have a bullet chart, and then we also have a bullet here displayed, which is showing the gross margin percentage. So you can configure the chart in such a way that you can just have a bullet displayed rather than having to display an additional bar or a line. So that gives you an idea, okay, compared to my sales, where my gross margin percentage is and what the trend for that is. in this case. And if you want to remove any of this, you can just click on that and that will remove from the axis. So here we have similar functionality. Only the plan and the sales values are displayed on the chart. And if you want to compare it with the prior year, you can just click it on and then that will bring the prior year. We have a waterfall chart again with conditional formatting applied. Here we have interactivity. You can click on this and then it will go into the detail, and then it will only displays that particular measure which was selected in the previous screen. And if you want to add any of the additional measures, you can just click on this to bring them in. So next is the Charts Plus also has interactivity or provides interactivity with other components within the dashboard. So you can click on any of this and then the cross tab below gets filtered based on the selection which you're making in the chart. So it does work well with the standard Design Studio components also. Okay, so now we will look at demo of using BI action language within Charts Plus, and how what kind of like options are available for within Charts Plus for using BI action language scripting. So in the previous example, we looked at how we can use the chart menu here to create charts at runtime without having. I mean, in this case, we are not doing any scripting at all. Everything is done using configuration. You can enable the chart editor and the combination chart wizard for runtime. And in this case, we'll be looking at how Charts Plus provides scripting to create some of this. So in this case, I want to set the chart title, and also I have written some code in here to convert this chart into a different chart type. Here we took that column chart and then now it's converted into a dual axis chart, a dual axis combination chart, and then also change the title. Then in this case, I want to add a guideline. The guideline is like a reference line for the chart. So I want to add a guideline to the chart, and automatically add this guideline here. This is the name which I gave here, and then it adds that guideline here. And we can change the color of this color of the line here. I mean, you can have all these different options. So here we provide a simple color picker which can be used to change line color. Now we'll look at some of the scripting used behind this. So we do provide a lot of scripting options, and I want to make sure everyone understands for doing the configuration at design time, we don't need to do any scripting. Everything can be done using the standard configuration option. And this is just for if you want to have additional flexibility at runtime. So we have around 1,000 properties which you can use to do the scripting at runtime. Okay, so next we will be looking at Geospatial Plus, which is our extension for enhancing the geospatial capabilities of our Design Studio. So what we have done is we have partnered with Centigon or CMAPS Analytics in this scenario to create an extension for Design Studio leveraging their CMAPS API, which also uses Google Maps as the base map layer for a Design Studio. So in this case, we'll be able to use Google Maps as a base layer. So in this case, we have a chart extension, or we have the extension already added. And if you look at the data here on the cross tab, this is what we're trying to visualize. So we have the data in a cross tab. We have address, city, state, and zip code information. So one thing unique about this for Geospatial Plus is what I'll do is I'll go ahead and delete this and add it back again. So yeah, so what is unique about this is we have ability to create charts based on data sets, which also can do geocoding on the fly. So what it means is you can provide a physical address information without the latitude and longitude, just a regular address information, and then you'll be able to convert that on the fly to create to code that into latitude and longitude. So if you have latitude and longitude available in the data set, you can bring that also. But in this case, if you're just looking at physical address, we'll be able to do that also. So we added this extension to Design Studio. The next step is to put the API key. So I just copied the API key and then put it in the API key. So this is something which we will provide as part of the configuration. Just zoom in a little bit. And then to add a data set, we provide multiple data sets for Geospatial Plus. So for adding a data set, you just click on this add data set option here. And then we already have the data set available in the application. So I'll just select DS1. And then here for data selection, I'll just select sales revenue. So we already have those other fields, and then we'll just select sales revenue. Once we refresh the application, we'll be able to see the map. So the next step would be to do the additional configuration to make sure we get the or we do geocoding properties. So, first, we'll create a layer. So we have different options for creating the layer. So we have a points layer, density bubble. So these are all the different layer options available. The points layer in this case. And then we'll go in here and then do the additional configuration. For value field, this will be the measure name coming from the data source. So I select sales revenue, and this is the one which we selected in the previous step. For address, if the address is coming as one field with the full address, you can select it from here. And in this case, we have 5 different or 4 different fields with the address. So I can select those from here. So I have selected the address fields, and then it's doing geocoding now, and then it will display the data on the map. So I can change the the default layer color. So we have extensive configuration options available here compared to the standard Design Studio offering, and then we also have the ability to select the map imagery style. So you're not limited to one image style. So depending on the map configuration or your dashboard configuration, you can select which style you want to display. So if you have a dark theme, yeah, you can use a dark theme for the map. If you have a lighter theme, so you can use a lighter theme for the map. And so now I'll go in and enable auto zoom for this. So what this does is it will allow you to zoom into the specific area within the map which we are looking at. So in this case, we were only looking at United States addresses. So if you're looking at a world map, you'll be able to provide that, or you'll be able to get the full world view. Or if you're looking at a specific region, country within Africa or Europe or Asia, you have the ability to zoom into those specific countries. So we have the map created. So if you look at here, this was done in probably 5 minutes or less. We took the physical addresses, and then we can upload them on a map here without having to do much data massaging on the back end. So if you have to do this using standard Design Studio options, you have to change the data in the back end to have the latitude and longitude information available. Okay, so in this case, we'll be looking at how we can use Geospatial Plus for doing some drill downs. So in this case, the first level here, we are looking at the sales region. So we have West, Midwest, South, and Northeast. So I'll drill down to the West section. So now when I drill down, it is displaying all the different states within the West region, and then I can further drill down into the into one state, and then here I have a cluster, and then if I click on the cluster, it just displays that data within that one area. So I can click on San Diego here and then look at that particular location. So we have the ability to bring in multiple layers on the map. So you can have a point layer, you can have a shape layer. So in this case, we are defining this west region or the sales region using a shape layer. With shapes, we have multiple options available. You're not limited to just GeoJSON files. So you can definitely bring in GeoJSON files. You can bring in shape files if that is something which you already have as an asset within the organization. Or if you're looking at standard administrative areas like zip codes or states, you don't have to. You can do that on the fly here, so you don't have to bring in a shape file for that. So we have standard admin areas like zip code. Um, Counties, states, all that available out of the box. So you don't have to worry about figuring out the details around configuring the GeoJSON file. So your BI developers can spend time on working on the core aspects of the BI application and not much worry about the geospatial aspects of. In this case, if you look at, we are looking at a zip code, and then we have the ability to come in here and say for shape file, use the shape geocoder, and then the geo level is US zip. So in addition to the US zips, we have counties, countries, states, and provinces. So all the US and Canadian states are available in here, and we are adding more states also to that list. So in this case, we are doing a conditional formatting for the map based on the threshold. So the conditional formatting rules also can be applied to the map. The next example, we'll look at a cluster drill point map. So here I want to showcase how we can use Geospatial Plus and also leverage some of the capabilities available from Google Maps. So as I initially mentioned, we are using Google Maps as a base layer. So what that means is we also have the ability to use a lot of the capabilities available in from Google Maps. So here what we have is an advanced info window option. So if you notice in the other maps, we do not have this option. So this is a configuration option which we can use to enable this advanced info window here. So this gives you an idea, okay, so how many data points are there and what's the total sum. And then it also shows the average, all the details. So we have the ability to filter the data set. So this is without applying any code. So if you want to do some filters, or you want to show the minimum value, or if you want to do ranking, so let's say I want to show the top 5 or 6. So I can do the ranking based on that. Or if you want to do the bottom. So we have a cluster map here. So I'll drill down into the detail map here, and then I click on this. What we can do is I can enable this layer window here, and then this will allow me to go to the street view here. So this is leveraging the capabilities from Google Maps, so you can go all the way down and then look at the street view. We have, and then yeah, if you want to zoom back out, I mean that can be done. Another thing I want to show is, so when we have Google Maps, we also have the ability to look at the traffic layer. So if you want to look at the traffic information, right? We can just this, and then it will automatically show the traffic. Again, this is all live feed based on whatever within Google. This information can be very interesting for a salesperson who's in the field when they're looking at different customers, and if they're looking at driving to a customer location, they can easily see all this within the map. And then we also have the ability to look at locate your current location, and then or detect your current location, and then show like customers within like 10-mile radius, things like that. So I think that's pretty much it from a presentation standpoint. So I have covered most of the capabilities within Geospatial Plus and Charts Plus, and definitely there is much more available. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. We also offer a 30-day trial for Charts Plus and Geospatial Plus, and our extension is is listed in the SAP App Store. So if you can access the trial version link from the SAP App Store, or you can go to our website and request it from there also. Thanks everyone for attending. Let us know if you have any additional questions.